Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. My name is Alano Vasquez, Head of Digital Strategy at Flex Interactive, and today I wanted to talk to you about how you could attract and develop more clients at your consulting practice, whether you're a solo consultant or whether you work for a much larger consulting firm, and how you could grow that business online through inbound marketing. Now, whether or not you're familiar with inbound marketing, I'll just start out by defining it. Inbound marketing is this holistic, data-driven approach to attracting more clients to your website and then turning them into long-lasting clients, happy clients of yours, and doing this with less interruptive, traditional push type of marketing and sales tactics. Inbound marketing is all about you showing your community or your prospects, your knowledge in your field, sharing your thought leadership and helping them solve problems. And then by that virtue, they then come to your site and they want to engage with your content and they want to hear more of what you have to say. So this approach is, like I said, a lot less interruptive, and it's more about pulling people towards your site because of all of the knowledge that you have to offer. So a really good element in defining this inbound marketing plan and going about executing on that strategy requires a few different things. It requires having a really great website that's optimized for lead capture, meaning that once people get to your site, you're going to be able to convert them and capture their information online. And then also having really good content to share. And obviously, you're an expert in your field or your subject matter, so your consulting practice has a lot to offer and a lot of problems to probably help people solve, regardless of what industry you're in. You could be a consultant for environmental, you could be a consultant for mechanical, engineering, software, a whole slew of different things. But what you really want to focus on is creating this content that is going to enlighten people and that's going to help solve problems. And by then, you're hoping that they become clients of yours down the road. So in the beginning, we always tell people, you first want to identify who it is that you ideally like to work with. So we call that an ideal prospect. And in defining this ideal prospect, you want to ask yourself, who do I like to work with, where there's fairly little friction, where it turns into good business for us and they become long-lasting clients of ours. So as you identify those people, it's nice to be able to kind of create personas for them. And that helps you develop the website, that helps you develop the content. So being able to identify who they are at a personal level, what their desires are, their age, where they live, so on and so forth, all of these different attributes that will help you create content that's going to really resonate with them. Some of these ideal prospects hang out on different social outlets. Some are LinkedIn people, some are Twitter people, some are Facebook people. So being able to understand where these people hang out and absorb content as you kind of list out and build those different personas for them will help you figure out where you need to distribute your content and where you could probably expect to engage with them online. So with that said, there's generally about 3 different phases of the average client's buying cycle. These 3 phases are generally based on awareness, consideration, and then finally this decision-making process. So when it comes to the content marketing side of inbound marketing, you want to be able to have really good content created that kind of suits each phase of this decision-making process. So in the beginning, the awareness phase, is really good to create blogs. It's good to create ebooks to be able to engage people. And obviously creating this type of content and making sure that it's optimized well online on your website, you're going to generate traffic to your site. So in the beginning, people probably don't know who you are. Even if they do, they don't maybe know exactly what it is you offer. So this awareness phase is super critical to share content, create content that's going to be able to educate people, solve problems. Don't make it a sales pitch. Just identify those problems and then give them some solutions. And don't be afraid of faulting on the side of giving them a little too much information, because if you don't, one of your competitors probably is. So the next phase of this buying cycle or decision-making process is now the consideration phase. This is where that person has probably been engaging with your content for a few months. They know who you are. They know probably some of the products or services that you have to offer, but they probably are also looking out there to see what your competition has to offer as well too, and all the other consulting competitors that you might have. So it's really important to continue to nurture them throughout this consideration phase. And some really good type of content you could create in the consideration phase could be surveys. It could be calculators. If you're a leadership consultant and you're trying to help a company figure out exactly how they might be able to minimize turnover, for example, you probably have some good calculators you could put in place to get people to evaluate what that issue is causing them and by solving it, what they can expect. So this type of content is a lot more engaging than the traditional blogs and ebooks, and it gets people to actually do something online. And this will help nurture them through that consideration phase and to make sure that they stay in touch with you and to provide a lot of value. And then finally, you have the decision-making process. And the decision-making process is ultra critical, where we're taking traffic and we're converting it into an actual, paying client for your consulting firm. So in this phase, you could put together content such as webinars, online videos, you could set up requests for consultations and then share that on your website. And the goal would be that people opt into this information, they share their contact information with you, phone number, email, company, basically what they're looking for. And then you're able to capture that information and then reach out to them and set up this consultation and try to convert them into a paying client of yours. So understanding that decision-making process, like I said, is really important, and being able to lay out the content, over a 6-12 month span about how you're going to reach each different type of ideal prospect throughout each different phase of the decision-making process is super critical. So make sure that you're doing that you created a really good content schedule for yourself, and like I said, that you have a really well optimized site, a responsive site, mobile site with a really good call to action, so when people start to consume your content online, that you're able to actually convert them into a lead and be able to request, or be able to provide them with a consultation if that's what they're looking for. So that's kind of the skinny on inbound marketing. Obviously, at the end of it, once you do convert a prospect into a client, you want to be able to make them very happy. You want to retain them for the long term. It's a lot of work to onboard that first client, as you know, as a consultant. So being able to keep them for the long haul is really important. So the final stage of that inbound marketing is how you're going to continue to stay out in front of that client. Do you have newsletters going off every month? Do you have blogs that they subscribe for? And staying out ahead of them in the event that they may be looking for another service that you provide. If they're not aware of that, they may go to another consulting practice and then ask them for information on that topic. So that you want to continue to nurture them even after they've purchased something from you or paid for consulting services, so that you don't miss out on any opportunities to do more business with them in the future. So if you want to learn more about inbound marketing, what goes into creating great content or a really engaging website that's going to convert traffic into visitors, you should give us a call. You can reach out to us. Our contact information is below. Thanks for staying tuned, learning a little bit more about inbound marketing and how it can help you grow your consulting practice and help you attract and develop more clients online.